Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be doing my reaction and review for LEGO Ninjago Seabound episode 15 Nyad, and if you would like to check out my reaction to this episode, you can be sure to go down below to the top of the description of the video where you will find a link leading you over to Google Photos where you'll be able to view my full uncut reaction to the episode, and then once you're done watching that, you can feel free to come over here to this video where you'll be able to hear my in-depth spoiler filled review for the episode, which is what we're going to get into now. So let's start going through the episode right here. So you can see a really epic title card right here with Nia going up against Kalmar, and this episode was pretty darn good. For the episode before the finale, this had so much packed into it, and I really did love that quite a bit. So we basically opened the episode where we left off previously with Nia now going up against Wojira and Kalmar. So it's really cool how Nia is utilizing her powers here to kind of create water platforms for herself so she can get up to Kalmar's level here, and it's honestly super cool. You get to see Kalmar as well, of course, controlling Wojira, trying to fight against Nia here, and Nia struggling to hold off Kalmar as well, of course trying to buy everyone in Ninjago City some time so that they can evacuate before Wojira just completely eliminates the city, basically just decimates it. And we get to see some really cool close combat between Kalmar and Nia as well, which is really cool. And Wojira, whenever she's like shooting her like flames or whatever you want to call it, it's basically like an energy blast comprised of both of the amulet's powers, and it is just crazy, super powerful for Nia. So Nia is very brave going up against this for sure. It's definitely quite a cool moment there. And then we get to see Jay as well, who is now kind of at the bottom here, and he has to find some sort of way out of his vehicle here because now he's become trapped. And I did have one minor complaint with this, and it's just that why isn't he wearing his scuba suit? I feel like he's been wearing it throughout like this season for the majority of it, so why in this one moment isn't he wearing that? Because I feel like it probably would have saved him at least, or at least bought him some more time. So I felt like that was a little bit weird that he wasn't wearing that for, of course, this one moment when it has to be intense of whether or not he's going to drown in here. So it just seemed a little bit odd in the moment here, but still it is an intense moment here for Jay. It's definitely something pretty extreme going on there, the possibility of him drowning, and I honestly was quite worried considering what Tommy Andreasen has said about being worried about Jay this year. So I was to say the least pretty worried about him in that moment. And then we can see the bounty here actually being a ship like going through on top of the water, so that's kind of funny to see. We don't get to see that too often with the Destiny's bounty, so I thought that was quite cool for sure. And then we catch up with Lloyd and all of the other ninja as well, who are still trying to hold off these guards here, of course all of Kalmar's forces. So they're trying to do their best. They're talking with Wu, they're trying to figure out some sort of plan of action of what they're going to do to get everybody to safety and to also get out of the way from Wojira. So Wu comes up with an idea which we will pick up with after here. We cut back to Nia fighting against Kalmar. Just such an epic battle. I don't know how much more I can describe about it. It's a really cool moment here where Nia just jumps back into the water to kind of start to retreat from Kalmar, of course picking the smart decision there, I would say, by not completely trying to take him head on the entire time for their battle. But we get to see Jay here definitely struggling quite a bit. Luckily, of course, Benthamar is here to kind of help save the day somewhat. He starts taking Jay up to the surface, but then Jay does lose consciousness, and that kind of sets up a big moment, kind of like the big catalyst for the conclusion of the season here. But we'll see that after. Kalmar basically is trying to go after the bounty now to, of course, destroy everyone who they're trying to save, and he kind of falls for the bait here. The bounty is actually just on autopilot as he realizes once he boards it. So he sees this, and then it was basically just a distraction so that everyone could go hide out in that building, of course, to kind of stay safe from the water that is rising and to kind of buy themselves a little bit more time as well. So I think that was pretty smart, of course, on the ninjas this part. And then Jay is struggling right now. He seems to have some water in his lungs and they really have no way to kind of get it out. So he's basically just drowning there, or at least suffering from the effects of what has happened to him, unable to kind of breathe properly. So it's pretty bad. It seems pretty grim for him at the moment. And they talk about Nia maybe trying to draw out the water using her abilities, but she's unable to. So she goes to Benthamar, basically asking him, what were you saying about Nyad on how she fought against Wojira and beat him and how she became one with the water? And he talks about how basically she just embraced it. She stopped ignoring the water. She stopped like kind of like trying to separate herself from it. Basically, she had to become one with it. So Nia takes that to heart, and it's definitely, you can see what they're setting up here, of course, for Nia to kind of become one with the water, and for that to sort of be her sacrifice. Then we get to see Kalmar here once again, just trying to get to the ninja, as he always is, but then Gripe actually brings him some information of letting him know that the police commissioner, who knows the ninja, might have some information on where they're hiding out, so they go find them. So at least that buys the ninja a little bit more time as well to kind of gather what they're going to do and what plan they're going to make. But Nia kind of takes the initiative here. She has a heartfelt moment here, kind of saying bye to Jay, as he is just struggling, so he isn't really able to say bye himself. But Nia goes out there, and then it's a sad moment here. She says I love you, but we don't actually get to hear it. It's honestly a very emotional moment there, because it's basically her saying bye to Jay and the rest of the ninja team as well. So it's a sad moment, but then she basically does like some sort of like spinjitzu here, basically kind of taking in all of the water, and that takes it out of Jay's lungs, fortunately, of course, saving him in the process there. And Nia becomes one with the water. So it is just an absolutely crazy moment. I mean, I think everybody kind of saw it coming, of course, of Nia becoming one with the water. They've been setting it up, but her design looks so cool. Let's see if we can get, yeah, a nice close-up of that. I absolutely love the torso design. The hair looks really great. The whole translucent look is just super cool, and their face kind of reminds me of Pixel, honestly, with some of the markings on it, but I think it looks really cool and is just an awesome sort of like NRG design for Nia. Then we get to continue here and basically get to see Nia once again kind of go over to Jay, but now that she is one with the water, she has to go try to fight off Wojira, of course, and the other ninja are like, oh man, how are we going to be able to help her? Jay's like, hey, we gotta try to do something at least. So of course the other ninja are in. They're gonna go try to help Nia against this fight. And then we get to see Kalmar going to the police commissioner to try to find out where the ninja are. The commissioner is not giving away any information right now. He's like, hey, even if I knew where they were, I would not tell you. So being quite loyal there, of course, as I would expect from him, of course, being one of the ninja's closer allies in Ninjago City. And then we get to see Wojira out here coming to the roof of the building, because it can sort of sense Nia here. And then Nia shows up, and she just looks so cool. She looks fantastic, honestly, with this design, so I really do love the look of that. And then we get to see her sort of just using the water to propel herself in the air, just fully making like a water tornado, and then she heads straight for Kalmar on top of Wojira, and that is how the episode concludes right there. Just a super cool moment right there. It was honestly just a fantastic episode. So much went down in this one. It was honestly just so many things happening. It was almost hard to keep track of, but it was crazy. Very emotional as well. At the same time, of course, Nia saying goodbye to Jay there, at least for the moment. Of course, we won't know until the finale, but it was insane. Honestly, just absolutely crazy, but I love the episode. It was so great. So great. I'm absolutely loving Seabound, and I'm so nervous and excited to see the finale that I just want to get straight into it. But yeah, I love this episode. Be sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions on the episode as well down below in the comment section. And if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like on the video. Also subscribe as well if you would like to see my reaction and review for the finale of Seabound. So thanks so much. I'll see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.